Hello friends! So I know I keep saying this, but actually now I'm gonna get back into YouTube videos. I have a few ideas planned and then I'm gonna come up with more, but I'm just figuring some things out. But I see all your lovely comments and I want to continue to give you content that you can use to help you cosplay. So today's video is it's gonna be a little short and then I promise they'll get longer. I just saw an idea thing that I wanted to include about paper wigs, but I didn't just want to leave it in a comment section because I figured it might get lost. So that's what the main focus of this video is going to be. And then I'm going to add a few little things that I want to go over again that I have mentioned in videos and comments before, but I still get tons of comments on them, which is totally fine. But I just wanted to put them back in this video in hopes that you guys can use them and people will be less confused. So let's get into the video. Hello. So I have my paper wig base on for the main thing that I want to show you. Ignore how bad it is. This is an old one I used in a video and I didn't feel like making another one. But I'm actually going to turn it to its side because I want to show you something that would be here. That would be right here. So I'm going to bring this side to the front just because it's easier than like turning like that to show you. So this is a layering technique that might actually help a bunch of you in making your paper wigs that I saw on a yarn wig doll making video that I can't remember who the video was, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people use this technique. So what it is gonna help you make smaller layers, which might actually help you make your wig look better and make it easier and less thick. Of course you don't have to use this, and it probably will only work for long wigs. I don't know necessarily if it works well for the short ones, but you can try it. And of course, again, you don't have to use it, and everyone's will be different. So basically, you start with your regular piece, put it as far down as you want it. I should have got a darker piece so it sticks out more, but so you have that there, and let's say you get it all the way around, but now you're working on your second layer and you take a piece. You want it to be longer than your first one, like they usually are, but you're gonna, instead of putting it right above the tape, you can move it up here. Make sure it ends up being relatively the same length as where yours are. You can cut off the excess, but see, I put it up higher, and then you would start putting them all up here, and then you go higher, if that makes sense. That way you don't have to, because normally I say put it here, like closer, but if you put it higher, you end up using less paper and less layers, which might make it easier to actually complete the wig. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, I can answer questions and show it again in a different video. But I thought that would be helpful because I get a lot of questions about layering and like making it look nicer, and I think that would really help. The next couple of things I want to talk about are some things that I said in my first and my second wig video that left people confused. Now, I always use a wig cap because I just think it's easier for me, but at least for making the wig, ignore my wig hair, you don't necessarily have to. Like, if I just leave my hair like this and I put this wig thing on, it's pretty much the same. You just got all this hair that you're gonna have to like not tape your piece to. But it works pretty well, so making it, you wouldn't necessarily need a wig cap. The only thing I don't know is what you do with this hair afterwards. If you make your pieces long enough, you might be able to hide your hair, depending on if your wig is longer than the hair itself. It just might like fall off if you're like moving, but you might be able to hide your hair. You could also put it in like 2 braids and then try to like flip it up and stuff it under there, or like a really like not very tight ponytail and then again like flip it up. I don't know how well that would work, but it's worth a try. But at least for making it, it works fine without a wig cap. The only reason I said a wig cap is because that's what I use, so I thought you would need one. You can also make ones. I've mentioned this before in comments, and I think I mentioned it once in a video. If you have, like, see these wig caps are like, kind of like lace, what do you call it? Fishnet? If you had like fishnet stockings or like leggings maybe, or tights, you can just cut a piece off. You could cut the foot part off, which would leave you without this top part, but there are wig caps like that. Or you can cut like a leg piece off and then just use it. It wouldn't be as like sustainable as this, so they might break easily unless you use like leggings. But it could work. I think that's what people use in the YouTube videos, like how to make your own wig cap. But be sure you use a pair that you don't need anymore. I don't want to get any of you in trouble for cutting up your leggings. And you can, again, they won't be as like thick, so they might break easily, but if you ever go to a shoe store and you know those little shoe socks, just take a handful, put them in your pocket. They're free, right? Yeah. So just use those. They work pretty well, but they might rip. So just be very careful. Another thing I mentioned in my first video is I said use a wig head. You don't need one. I thought you did. You really don't. You can use one if you have one, but I know most of you don't have one and don't have money to get one. You can just put it right on your head. It's probably easier if you put it on your actual head than a wig head, because you actually get where your like eyes are, where your nose is. You actually get where your facial features are, rather than on a wig head. And you can use your hand to stick it on. So you don't actually need a wig head. I know I said use a wig head, but you don't need one. There are also tutorials on how to make a wig head online, but those are like super complicated, I think. So you don't need one. Forget I ever said that you needed one. Another thing that I'm not sure how well it would work on short-haired wigs, especially if you're trying to make it look like a certain character, but on long-haired wigs, you don't have to make it rectangle. I usually do long rectangular shapes, but you can do other shapes like circular. Like this would work really well for a Princess Bubblegum wig. Or like if you just want to make it look more cartoony, you can use circular shapes. Or like this, like zigzag kind of pattern. Like if you're doing Netsuko from Demon Slayer or just any character, you could do that. It doesn't really matter what shape you make it. I'm not sure about short hair. I don't know how that would translate over. But for long hair, definitely. You can make it whatever shape you want. Have fun with it. It's your wig. Do whatever. Another thing that I've definitely said in a video before, but I get a lot of comments on it, so I just want to add it again. I make all my paper wigs to be a certain category rather than a character. I do know in my first paper wig video, I used Mina as reference, and then I used random characters for references before that. But that was only for a reference picture, and I made myself a Mina wig because I wanted to use that. but that's a specific short-haired wig video, and the rest are specifically categorized. That way, you can use it for any character that falls under that category. You don't have to follow the tutorial exactly. You want to make it based on your character. The reason I don't do specific character recommendations is because I get a lot of them, and unless I was getting like 20 of the same character, or like that I hadn't already done like a specific category for, I'm probably not going to do it, because then I would have to do all the other ones. But that's why, like, if you're like, oh, can I have a Deku wig tutorial, I'm like, here's the short-haired wig video, because that is specific for characters like that. If you want a certain character that I haven't done a category for, I recommend asking for kind of what their hair looks like. Like, before I did the Drills wig video, if you had wanted the Danganronpa character, I don't know any of their names, you could have said, can I have a Drills tutorial? And I would have been like, yeah, if that makes sense. Not trying to be mean or anything, but these take a long time to like do the whole video. So rather than making one character and then doing another character and then another character, I want them to be more general so anyone can use them. If you have ideas for something that I haven't covered yet, I'd love to hear them, because I would make more videos, as long as they're categories, not characters. I hope that makes sense. I don't mind the comments. They're not annoying at all, don't worry. I just wanted to clarify, since I still see more of them. Okay, so I covered everything I think I wanted to cover. I may have missed something, but I can always make another one of these videos. That's all for paper wig information. I hope that was helpful. It's probably stuff you've heard before, but I just wanted to cover it again. I will make more videos. I have a sewing one that I want to cover. I know not all of you can probably use it, but I still want to do it, so in case there's somebody out there that can use it. But again, I try to make my videos helpful for everyone, just so you all can get something out of these. Before I go though, I have one question. That I use my Instagram and TikTok for live streams, and I just recently realized I can live stream on here. I usually just do getting into cosplay videos, and I just answer questions. Would you guys be interested in me doing one of those on here? Completely fine if you all say no. But I just realized I could do that, and I have a bunch of cosplays coming, so there will definitely be more getting into cosplay live streams. So I could always do in here, or if you had a specific thing you wanted me to do, let me know. And again, I'm always up for video ideas and answering all your questions to the best of my ability. And don't feel bad if you ever ask one of these questions that I covered in here, and if you continue to ask these questions, fine. Completely fine. I just wanted to give you the information so that you could use it if you needed it. Okay, so that is all for now. Again, if I forgot anything, I'll just do another video. But thank you all for watching, and thank you all for the continued support that you give me even when I haven't posted in a while. I really appreciate it, and I am going to try to get back into regular videos on Sundays. I might change my day, and I do start class again soon, but I think based on my schedule, I should be free to do videos. Like, that shouldn't interfere too much. So yeah. If there's any other things, I'll update you. But thanks for watching.